Hello. So in this video we're talking about ideas. Not the kind of ideas that you have in your mind, but the kind of ideas how everything is dictated through it. Alright, let's get through it. So first of all, I'll let you know about it through a simple example. When you see a tree, how do you know it's a tree? You know it's a tree because you have an idea of what tree is, because you've been told by in your childhood a tree looks like this, it has branches, it has a trunk, and it's this color. That's how you know a tree. But that's an idea of a tree. You have to understand this, you have to think this deeply. A tree exists itself. Yes, that's a truth. A tree exists. Right, a tree exists. It is manifesting itself in this holographic universe as a tree. You are manifesting yourself as this body. So a tree exists itself, but the moment you name it, the moment you call a tree, the moment you label it with something, like I've said in my previous videos, everything you can name is an ego, is a form of ego. Why? Because it's an idea. Up your understanding, because it is an idea. When I say it's a tree, I've given it a name, I've labeled it, I've given it an idea of what tree looks like. So whenever I say tree, everyone can understand, oh, tree is like this. But you might be like, so well, then how am I gonna name things if everything is an ego, everything is an idea? What am I gonna call a tree? I cannot just be quiet and this is how would I understand? So this is the things I'm trying to say is not related to things on the outside, it's the things on within, right? So to know within oneself, you don't need no words, you don't need to have an idea about yourself. So this is where I'm going. So now, this idea is why it's important, is because it affects everything in your life, whether it is your relationships or yourself. Now let's talk about relationships. Most relationships, they fail because beforehand you have a relationship, you have an idea of what a relationship should look like. Maybe you've been conditioned, maybe you've watched a movie and you're like, okay, I want a guy like this, a guy who's 6 feet tall, who's handsome, who's money, who's rich. And you have this idea kept in your head. Some people are so delusional that they wait their whole life trying to find this person, because I've not seen those drama and I'm not judging it, but to what I know, there's a simple guy, a girl who's mediocre, living their lives, and they meet someone extraordinary out of the fairy tale book, and they're like, oh, I fall in love with this. They come into their lives and they fall in love, and boom, magical delulu thing happen. And people are so delusional, not all, but some people are so delusional that they think those kind of things are gonna happen in your life. If it happens, then congratulations, I'm very happy for you. I'm not judging you, but that's where things get a little messed up. So now this idea. So even when you're in a relationship with somebody, you have to know if you are, then this is very important. You have to ask your partner, are you in love with me, or are you emotionally attached with me through the ideas of who you think I am? Okay, for example, I simplify it down. I love a woman, right? And when I'm talking with her, going through this process of knowing oneself, I create an idea of her. An idea is being created. Oh, this girl behaves like this, so she should be like this. I have an idea. So what happens is in most of the cases, and I've experienced it to myself, in most of the cases, the one you're in relationship with, you create an idea of them in your head. And the moment you create an idea of them in your head, you're not in love with them. You're in love with an idea of who you think they are in your head. And when that expectation does not match with reality, boom, what happens? There's a clash, and that's why you fight, and that's why you need to Constantly talk it out, to constantly talk. That is why it's very important in case of relationship to know oneself before you know your partner. If you are lonely and you're falling in love, then I'm sorry, that's not something you should, I'm lonely, I don't know myself, I fall in love, and then I'll find myself. No, first of all, you have to find yourself, and then you have to fall in love. That is the way, that is the only way. When you find yourself, you find the universe, call it divine, call it everything. It's within you. You don't have to go seek for something outside of this world, holographic world. You don't have to go and seek attention to find yourself. How stupid is it? Think about it. You've lived inside this body for like, what, 10, 20, 30 years? And then you still seek, others' words and approve whatever attention to know who you are. You're in a bus and then you're standing, someone comes and someone scolds you and you get triggered. I mean, you've known yourself for 30 years. That person doesn't known, like, you've seen you for 10 seconds and she or she says something and you're triggered. So knowing yourself does not mean, oh, I like this flavor ice cream, oh, I like this flavored shirt, oh, this and that. That is just an idea. That is a choice in your idea, and it can always change. The only constant in this world is change. Everything is going to change, everything will change. So that is an idea of relationship. Now, coming back to the idea of who you are. I've said in previous videos too, who you are and what you are is different. You can never really know who you really are because it's an idea. Like I've said, an idea always changes. You cannot know yourself through, if I color my hair like this, then will I know myself? If I dress like this, then will I know myself? Most of them are just for attention seeking, but most of them are for yourself, for your confidence. I respect that. But in most cases, it's mostly there's a hidden agenda of trying to find out myself. Some people's identity are so deep then that if you ask them, who are you? They're gonna say their profession. Oh, I'm a doctor, I'm a pilot, I'm an engineer, I'm this, I earn this money. I'm asking you who you are, and they'll be like, oh, my name is this. That's not who you are, that's an idea. Like I've said, everything you can name is an idea. It becomes ego in this holographic world. So who really are you? You can never find an answer to this question because you'll always be in a loop. Because if you try to find something which is to be decided, which is to be found on the inside, if you're always going to look outside, you'll never find it. Because it's a stupid thing. If you're watching a movie or a cartoon, if you're going to try to find it outside the TV box, you're going to search for it. You're going to search for the whole world. You're never going to find it because it's inside the TV. See, it's the same thing. What you are is on the inside. Who you are is on the outside. Because who you are is an idea of who you think you are and how you project yourself to the world and how the world thinks you are. That is who you are. That is why you have to know what you are, the nature of you, that you are pure consciousness, bliss. You are eternal, that you are divine within yourself. So if you think, Sabal, if I'm divine, why can't I walk on water? Why can't I fly? It's because you are co-creator. It's because you have not trained your body. Can you do that? Yes, because you have not trained your body to do that. First of all, let go of your social conditioning. Let go of what you've been fed, this junk in your head. Right? Can you empty your mind and let go of your idea of who you think you are? Okay, I'm a human being, I'm not a god, so I cannot fly. You will not. Because you have this idea stuck in your head. Are you willing to discipline, to be practiced, to be focused? And I feel like if you know how to fly, it's not about showing the world that you can fly. Right? Why would you even want to do that? Because these are all external things. You have to always seek for internal. Like I've said, these two eyes are lies. The words I say are lies because it detects ideas. But this is the only way I can communicate through people, right? Through my words, through how I speak, through my language, through my tone. This is the way that I can communicate people, through ideas, through words. So when you see idea just as something, a way to communicate, to understand things, then it's good. But if it becomes, listen to me, Kerry, if this identity becomes your identity, sorry, if idea becomes your identity, then you're ruined. Oh, I'm a doctor. Oh, I earn this money. Oh, I am this. Oh, I am this tall. I'm this. If that becomes your personality, if that becomes your identity, then good luck finding yourself. I won't be this us. So I think that's all about it. I think I've summoned it all what idea is. So at the end, you should know the balance of everything. Not everything is good and bad, because good and bad is just what we have created out of moral virtues of our own ideas and rules. That does not mean you should do bad things to others. There's one simple philosophy of life: do not disturb others and do not be disturbed by others. It's how you use it. Now, for the sake of ideas, I'll go more deeper to it. Now, in every video I give some practice. Now this practice, what I'm going to give you is, instead of seeing people as people, see them as an idea, right? It becomes very easy, because people think that meditation is just closing your eyes and just sitting. Oh, maybe your mind becomes silent, but that's not meditation, and I've said it. So it's a 24/7 process. It's a process of being aware. That's why I don't even like to call it meditation. Meditation is a different thing. So now what you can do is, even when you're walking in crowds, when you look at people, what happens is an idea is going to pop up. Okay, this is a person. Oh, this guy's look very big and zacked. He might be a gangster. That's an idea. You really don't know it. You've created an idea of that person. So now if you look at that person as an idea, or maybe as a thought, it becomes very easy. Oh, he's just a thought. She's walking. Oh, she's just a thought. It does not let your brain to judge it, because the more you judge someone, the more you, on the basis of appearances and all, you're sinking more into this world of idea and idea. You can never come out of it, because you're so deeply rooted in this idea world of ideas and ideas, that all you're gonna be is a tiny dust speck of idea and stuff. But you have to realize that you are more than who you think you are. You are more than the idea of what you have made yourself into this, in this head, or what this world is. It's more way beyond it. But you keep on getting stuck into this world of ideas, because you're so grounded in the world of ideas, because you judge ideas, right? You're living in ideas. You are grounded, you are rooted in ideas. You become like a tree. The more you're rooted to ideas, the more it's gonna be hard to pay it up, right? So it's the same thing. So rather than judging, see people as thoughts and let them go. It's very hard to see something and do not label it or judge it, bringing your social conditioning. You see a person, it's a thought. Everything is a thought. You yourself is a thought. You are an idea of who you think you are. And somebody else looks at you, you become an idea of who they think you are. So why even worry about it? Go seeking within. Seek within to find out who you are. Remove all those ideas of who you think you are. Everything, every idea you have of yourself, remove it. Go seek within. Remove everything. The ideas you think you have, the worldly desires, everything. And then you will find, and when the thing of the labeling of who you think you are, the idea will vanish away. Then you will go into this pure consciousness bliss of what you are, and then you'll realize that everything is one, that everything you've thought is one. The tree, the sound that I speak, the words that I hear, the feelings that I feel, everything is one, and it has always been. It's just projecting itself in different forms. And you have to realize it yourself. Just me saying this, it becomes an idea to my words. You have to experience it through yourself. Only those who have experienced it will know it. And everyone can know it. No one is greater or smaller. Everyone can know it. Because you are that. If you are everything, then why can't you know it? That is why you have to let go of your idea of that you cannot do this. You have to let go of your idea that for yourself, of everything of the world. And when you let go of your idea and come to the layers above it, then you'll understand it. Right, so I think I've summed up what I wanted to say, and as always, take care of yourself and stay blessed, and always choose peace of mind over happiness. Bye bye.